Melbourne, Australia, AP, the latest on Monday at the Australian Open, all times local, 12:45 a.m. Bernard Tomic has continued his criticism of Australia's Davis Cup captain, saying LLeyton Hewitt is causing division among the players and should be replaced. Tomic, who was beaten 6-2, 6-4, 7-6, 3 by 6th-seeded Marin Cilic, said he would not play Davis Cup again with Hewitt as captain. "No one likes him anymore," Tomic said of Hewitt. "We have a lot of issues that not a lot of players are happy about. He's doing the wrong thing and everyone's leaving." Tomic played Davis Cup for 10 years but hasn't played consistently since Hewitt has been in charge of the team. LLeyton's legacy and his tennis speaks for itself. "He's an unbelievable champion," Tomic said. "But what he's doing now is wrong." Last year at the Australian Open, Hewitt countered Tomic's claim that Australia couldn't win without him by saying he doubted Tomic would play again under his captaincy. _____11:35 p.m. Two-time Wimbledon champion Petra Kvitova was shunted from a show court to a side court at Melbourne Park late in the day, but it didn't matter where she was. The Czech player beat Magdalena Rybakova 6-3, 6-2 in 67 minutes. The 8th-seeded Kvitova was scheduled to play Rybakova as the last match at Melbourne Arena, the third show court at the Australian Open. But when Andy Murray's match against Roberto Bautista Agut was extended to a fifth set, officials decided to move the women's singles match. Good thing, as Bautista Agut's win over Murray lasted 4 hours, 9 minutes. ____11:10 p.m. Defending champion Roger Federer began his quest for a record 7th Australian Open title with a 6-3, 6-4, 6-4 win over Denis Istomin. Playing before a capacity crowd of more than 15,000 at Rod Laver Arena, Federer broke Istomin's serve at 2-2 in the third set on the way to his 7th win in a row without a loss against the Uzbekistan player. Federer's 7th Australian Open title would be the most by any player. Novak Djokovic, who plays his first-round match on Tuesday, and Roy Emerson also have 6 wins each at the Australian Open, although Emerson's wins were before the start of the Open era in 1968. A win in Melbourne would also be Federer's 100th tour-level title, the second man after Jimmy Connors to win 100 titles. Connors had 109. ____11:05 p.m. Andy Murray pulled a full house for what is likely his last match at the Australian Open, and had the capacity crowd at Melbourne Arena in his corner as he lost 6-4, 6-4, 6-7, 5, 6-7, 4, 6-2 to 22-seeded Roberto Bautista Agut in the first round. It wouldn't have been a Murray match without some kind of a struggle, and he didn't disappoint. Limping, stumbling at times and emotionally charged, Murray rallied from 2 sets and a breakdown to extend the match to a 5th set. With fatigue and pain kicking in after spending most of the last 18 months off the tour, Murray dropped serve in the 3rd and 5th games of the last set to give Bautista Agut the cushion he needed for victory. The former number 1 ranked Murray reached the final here 5 times but never won the Australian title. In a tearful news conference last Friday, the 31-year-old Scottish player revealed his plans to retire at Wimbledon, if his surgically repaired right hip can get him that far. Scottish flags, the saltire and the yellow and red lion rampant banner, well outnumbered the Union flag in the stadium, but there was unanimous support for the 3-time Grand Slam winner who broke so many droughts for British men in tennis. He pumped his fist when he won big points, and berated himself in his unique way after committing unforced errors. Murray let out a long, loud roar to celebrate when he won the 3rd set with a forehand winner on his 3rd set point, having wasted one in the 10th game and another at 6-4 in the tiebreaker. He dominated the 4th set tiebreaker, setting up 5 set points before he forced the match to a 5th. Murray, holding back tears, and with fans including his mother and brother on their feet, served to stay in the match at 5-1 down. The match clock ticked over 4 hours and he saved a match point before forced Bautista Agut serve it out. _____10:30 p.m. Andy Murray has rallied from 2 sets and a breakdown to extend his first-round match against Roberto Bautista Agut to a 5th set. It wouldn't be a Murray match at Melbourne Park without some kind of struggle. After appearing to be down and out in what was potentially his last match at the Australian Open, the 31-year-old Murray rallied to win the 3rd and 4th sets in tiebreakers against the No. 22-seeded Bautista Agut. Bautista led 6-4, 6-4 before Murray rallied to win the next 2 sets 7-6, 5, 7-6, 4. The former No. 1 ranked Murray reached the final here 5 times but never won the Australian title. In a tearful news conference last Friday, the 31-year-old Scottish player revealed his plans to retire at Wimbledon, if his surgically repaired right hip can get him that far. ____8:50 p.m. Defending champion Caroline Wozniacki saved a break point in the opening game, but there was little trouble to follow as she beat Alison van Uytvanck 6-3, 6-4 in the first round. Wozniacki, who saved both break points she faced, clinched the match on her 3rd match point with a forehand to the open court. The 3rd-seeded Wozniacki beat Simona Halep in last year's final to capture her first major title. Wozniacki opened night play at Rod Laver Arena, where 3 tournament champions preceded her and all won: Maria Sharapova, Rafael Nadal and Angelique Kerber. Defending men's champion Roger Federer was set to play a night match against Denis Istomin. 8:15 p.m. Local favorite Ashley Barty fell behind 2-0 early and then won the next 6 games on her way to a 6-2, 6-2 win over Luxica Kumkum at Margaret Court Arena. Barty, who lost last week's Sydney International final to Petra Kvitova, beating No. 1 ranked Simona Halep along the way, broke the tie player's serve to take a 3-2 lead in the 2nd set, held and then took a 5-2 lead with her 2nd break of the set. She clinched the match with a forehand to the open court in 57 minutes. ____6:35 p.m. Tomas Berdych sent 2018 Australian Open semi-finalist Kyle Edmund home right away this year. Berdych picked up a surprisingly easy victory over the 13th-seeded Edmund on Monday, beating him 6-3, 6-0, 7-5. The biggest difference: Edmund made 36 unforced errors, 22 more than Berdych. Edmund also managed to earn only 1 break point and failed to convert it, while Berdych broke him 5 times. Berdych was the 2010 runner-up at Wimbledon and he twice has been a semi-finalist at the Australian Open. Edmund's top result at a major came a year ago in Melbourne. ____5:25 p.m. John Isner hit more aces than his opponent, 47-40. He delivered more total winners and finished with more overall points, too. What Isner failed to do for the first time in his career was beat an American foe at a Grand Slam tournament, and now the highest-ranked man from the U.S. is gone from the Australian Open. Riley Opelka, ranked just 97th, earned his first victory in a main draw match at a major by edging Isner in 4 tiebreakers 7-6, 4, 7-6, 6, 6-7, 4, 7-6, 5. Isner was seeded number 9, was a semi-finalist at Wimbledon last year and had been 9-0 in all U.S. contests at the Slams. If anyone is the 33-year-old's equal when it comes to big serving, though, it's Opelka, a 21-year-old based in Florida who at 6'11", 2.11 meters, is an inch, 3 centimeters, taller than Isner. Isner went up a break in the 4th set and served to force a 5th while ahead 5-4. But he got broken there, missing 1 backhand followed by a trio of forehands. Opelka took the eventual, inevitable, tiebreaker with the help of 3 aces, including one at 227 km/h, 141 mph, to close out the match. ____5 p.m. Katie Boulter started celebrating a bit too soon during her first round win over Ekaterina Makarova at Melbourne Park. Blamed the new tiebreaker being used for the first time this year at the tournament. Boulder beat Ekaterina Makarova 6-0, 4-6, 7-6, 6, including 10-6 in the tiebreaker. But the British player started celebrating and went to the net when she reached 7-4 in the tiebreaker, forgetting the third set decider wasn't using a conventional count. The new rule is 1st to 10 with a 2-point cushion was introduced to ensure matches don't get too lengthy. Previously, the third set in women's matches and the fifth set in men's matches at the Australian Open had to be decided by a 2-game advantage in the men's singles draw. The first 4 sets will feature the regular 7-point tiebreaker at 6-6, with the final set going to a 10-point tiebreaker at 6-6. In women's singles play in men's and women's doubles and mixed doubles, the deciding set of 3 sets will be played with a 10-point tiebreaker at 6-6. Wimbledon announced in October it will have a standard 1st to 7 points tiebreaker when the deciding set reaches 12-12. The US Open was the first Grand Slam tournament to introduce final set tiebreakers, with a 1st to 7 points game at 6-6. The French Open is the only remaining Grand Slam still decided by a long deciding set by advantage. ____4:45 p.m. Second-seeded Angelique Kerber is through to the second round at Melbourne Park with a 6-2 win over Polona Hercog. The 2016 champion needed just 72 minutes to beat the Slovenian player, saving all 4 break points she faced and winning 4 of 5 break points on Hercog's serve. Kerber became the first German woman since Steffi Graf at the 1999 French Open to win a major when she beat Serena Williams in the final here 3 years ago. ____4:25 p.m. Former French Open champion Jelena Ostapenko has been beaten 6-1, 3-6, 6-2 by Maria Sakkari in the first round at Melbourne Park. The 22nd-seeded Ostapenko, who also advanced to the semi-finals at Wimbledon last year, had beaten Sakkari in 3 sets in their only previous meeting at Charleston in 2017. It's been a poor start to the season for Ostapenko. She lost in the first round to eventual finalist Ashley Barty at the Sydney International after also losing in the first round at Shenzhen. Sakkari had an early service break in the deciding set, then broke again to take a 4-1 lead at Melbourne Arena, the tournament's third show court. The Greek player used 2 aces to clinch the next game and take a 5-1 lead, then served out to Love 2 games later to win the match. ____3:10 p.m. 5th-seeded Sloane Stephens ended a 3-match losing streak in first-round matches at Melbourne Park with a 6-4, 6-2 win over fellow American Taylor Townsend. Stephens lost in the first round of the Australian Open in 2015, 2016 and 2018. She missed the 2017 tournament here after undergoing foot surgery and went on to win the US Open later the same year. Stephens and Townsend were among 15 American women in the singles main draw this year, including those who qualified. Townsend has lost all 3 first-round matches she has played in Melbourne. _____3 p.m. Rafael Nadal wasn't about to let another Australian wildcard entry beat him at a Grand Slam tournament. The Spanish left-hander beat No. 238-ranked James Duckworth 6-4, 6-3, 7-5, his 15th win in 17 matches against wildcards at Grand Slam tournaments. Nadal's only previous defeats to wildcard entrants at majors were against American James Blake in the third round of the 2005 US Open and Australian Nick Kyrgios in the round of 16 at Wimbledon in 2014. Nadal, wearing a sleeveless top, did an extended left arm celebratory pump after breaking Duckworth's serve after 2 cross-court stunners to lead 4-2 in the third set. His only stumble as he served for the match and was broken by Duckworth, who got back to 5-4. But Nadal returned the favor, breaking the Australian in the final game of the match. Nadal has only lost twice in the first round at Grand Slams, to Steve Darcy at 2013 Wimbledon, and to Fernando Verdasco at Melbourne Park in 2016. _____2:05 p.m. Fifth-seeded Kevin Anderson has overcome traditional poor first-round performances at Melbourne Park with a 6-3, 5-7, 6-2, 6-1 win over Adrian Mannarino. Anderson has lost in the first round here 6 times, including to Kyle Edmund last year. It was the South African's first win in Melbourne since 2015. He warmed up for the Australian Open by winning his 6th ATP Tour title at Pune, India. Mannarino became upset when Anderson took a lengthy bathroom break after the third set, complaining to the umpire. The Frenchman's mood wasn't improved when he lost his service game to open the fourth set. Mannarino recorded his best performance at Melbourne Park by advancing to the third round last year. He went into Monday's match having lost in the first round at Doha and at last week's Sydney International, ____1:45 p.m. Katie Boulter has the distinction of winning the first 10-point tiebreaker under the Australian Open's new system for determining level deciding sets. Boulter beat Ekaterina Makarova 6-0, 4-6, 7-6, 6, including 10-6 in the tiebreaker in which the first player to reach 10 with an advantage of 2 points clinches the match. In the men's singles draw, the first 4 sets will feature a 7-point tiebreaker at 6-6, with the final set going to a 10-point tiebreaker at 6-6. In women's singles play in men's and women's doubles and mixed doubles, the deciding set of 3 sets will be played with a 10-point tiebreaker at 6-6. Wimbledon announced in October it will have a standard first to 7 points tiebreaker when the deciding set reaches 12-12. The U.S. Open was the first Grand Slam tournament to introduce final set tiebreakers, with a first to 7 points game at 6-6. The French Open is the only remaining Grand Slam still decided by a long deciding set by advantage. _____12:20 p.m. Maria Sharapova got out of the Melbourne heat as quickly as she could, needing just 63 minutes to beat British qualifier Harriet Dart 6-0, 6-0 in the first match on Rod Laver Arena at this year's Australian Open. Sharapova, who wore an ice collar during breaks to help alleviate the 30°C (86 Fahrenheit) temperature, was making her 15th appearance at the season-opening major. The only breakpoint Sharapova faced was when she double-faulted in the 5th game of the second set. Dart, who described Sharapova as her idol before the match, lost in the first round at Wimbledon last year after being given a wild card in her only previous Grand Slam singles appearance. 22-year-old Dart had a game point on her serve in the 8th game of the match, but Sharapova rallied to break the British player and continue the rout. Another British player, Heather Watson, also lost early on day 1, beaten 6-1, 6-2 by 31st-seeded Petra Martic. ____10:30 a.m. Maria Sharapova will be the first of 5 former champions playing on Rod Laver Arena on day 1 of the Australian Open. Sharapova, who won her only Australian title 11 years ago, was playing Harriet Dart in the opening match on Monday. Rafael Nadal, who won his only Australian title in 2009, was set to play James Duckworth, followed by 2016 winner Angelique Kerber against Polona Hercog. Defending champion Caroline Wozniacki was scheduled to play Alison van Uytvanck to start the night session, followed by 6-time Australian champion Roger Federer's match against Denis Istomin. The night session on centre court was set to begin with a ceremony honouring the man himself, Rod Laver, on the anniversary of his second Grand Slam of singles majors in 1969. Temperature was 26°C, 79 Fahrenheit, as players warmed up for the opening matches, and was expected to rise to 34°C, 93 F later in the day. ____more AP Tennis, https://www.appnews.com/app-tennis and https://twitter.com/app_sports.